Welcome to Buck's Send Channel. Today we're covering an amazing ride, the Barracks Trail. Join us to see the sights and learn something to know before you goes if you're debating this trip or trail yourself. And bumper cars. And let me know if you like this camera view. It's me playing around with something new, 360 camera on a mountain pole. Destination Polaris did this area in one of their videos. Their video is very scenic and well put together, but other than picking up a few names and ideas of what I wanted to see in this area, it wasn't very informative. The reason we was in Utah for this trip was for the UTV takeover event, and luckily we had a day we was free to explore outside of Sand Hollow before all the events and the Send It fun. This isn't a Send It video. The more extreme stuff is coming, so hit the subscribe button if you like that type of stuff. Let's see how the 360 is doing with Jason. So with a last minute free day, I went down the internet and mapping wormhole to come up with a few cool rides for the day in this area. I think this is Desert's first skid plate check with all 4 tires still on the ground.
Yeah, it fell off. This is Buck's.
So now my 360 camera has went 360. If you can't tell, the first section is fairly smooth and you can run a good pace depending on your machine and what line of sight is available. The way you run this trail does matter, and most people will want to run the south to north, and I'll show you why later. This group likes hitting optional hard lines, and Jason just went 37, so of course he's ready to play. Getting to the start of the trailhead can be the first challenge, and these are my suggestions for those wanting to run the same direction. Googling Elephant Cove Trail and following directions should take you to the same spot we started. If your phone can download directions ahead of time, I recommend you do it. Cell phone signal seemed iffy for any of the carriers we had. This is a mileage sign at the trailhead for reference either way. Now, if you need another reference point / address for navigation, or if you get close and exit out of navigation accidentally, you'll likely see signage for Coral Pink Sand Dunes State Park. Head in that direction of those signs. If you're coming from the east, you'll pass the state park on the left, carry on for about 4 miles, and the trailhead is on the right. If you're coming from the west and you hit the state park, you bypass the trailhead and need to turn around. Trailhead is directly off the road and not hard to spot. Now for mapping, I didn't do an in-depth comparison of all my available maps and apps for a last minute trip when I had 2 good options. Avenza with Carto tracks with the Barracks map, and Onyx. Either will get you through this trail. Now with Avenza, you are limited to 3 maps from an outside source before having to pay for premium, which only unlocks 1 device. So if you have a phone and a tablet, you can put 3 maps on each and have a total of 6 maps available. Now I mentioned 3 map limit because it's something I didn't realize at the time. Carto has some great maps for Sand Hollow and the surrounding area. I bought their map bundle and started downloading the same map on 3 devices to realize the limit and pay for premium Avenza to have all my maps on 1 device when I could have just split mapping up on 3 devices for 9 maps total without paying the premium. Now what vehicle you need to do this trail and difficulty varies depending on which direction you do this trail. Going the direction I recommended earlier and we are showing, I'd say the trail is a 3. If no optional harder lines are hit, I wouldn't be scared to take my 80s Toyota or the average Wrangler with aired down decent tires. Now driving this trail the opposite way, this spot is where I would change the rating from a 3 to a 7. Going down gravity will help, and trying to climb it would be a challenge, and wouldn't recommend stockish 4x4s, heavy machines, or heavy bikes trying to go up it. Good power to weight and tires that's decent in the sand, and momentum would be needed to make it.
I like this trail. I think.
Videos never show steepness fairly, but if you watch the altitude meter, that was a lot of elevation drop in a short period. This is a perfect spot to hang out, have lunch, and just take in the sights. Onyx is another easy to follow option and breaks the trail into 3 sections: upper, lower, and the beginning section at the staging area is listed as Elephant Cove Road, so don't let that throw you off. Now the thing I do like about Onyx, it has many surrounding trails like Peekaboo Slot Canyon that we'll do next. So if you want to do that or have more time to explore the area, that would be a good option. GPS seem to have some stuff in the area too. Again, I didn't do a deep dive for this area, so if you have a preferred map or app for this area, drop them in the comments for others to use. Now the day we did this trail, none of the many creek crossings was deep enough to be concerned with, and I haven't seen a video of them being crazy deep or signs of varied water heights of extreme. But of course, after a rain or a big snow melt, there's always a potential, and on this day, the water was very...
That water's real cool.
The backdrop and scenery is absolutely beautiful here. There are places I've seen on the Discovery Channel that an HD video is as best as I'll ever get and enjoy the video. Videos never do it full justice, and I highly encourage anyone to visit this trail that can. Nature is part of the reason I'm an avid off-roader. This trail can be done in a half a day on side-by-side with a relaxing lunch, and we covered another trail and section the same day that could have taken a week on foot.
I bet the was a little wet. I didn't realize I was gonna throw up that much water.
I seen the dust, and then it was like, I was like, man, that's a big cloud of dust. And I was like, that was water. There was water 10 foot.
Oh yeah, I heard it hitting the roof and just kept pouring in on us.
Plus, without side-by-sides, how are you going to get yourself and your passengers soaked at 40 miles an hour? Some trails will have spots that's easy to miss, like an odd rock formation, waterfall, or petroglyphs. If I missed anything cool, drop it in the comments with locations or coordinates, and I can add it to the descriptions for others using this video as a guide video. Up ahead, Des is leading, and we cut out the last tip of the trail to head towards Peekaboo Slot Canyon. I'll have a video on that, so hit the subscribe button. I'll show a peek of Peekaboo at the end of the video, and I'll have its own video to come. Between Barracks and Peekaboo, you'll have some guide information for about 2/3 of Destination Polaris' video that they covered. And I'll drop a little information on the part that we didn't make it to off a simple mistake.
I let him lead too soon. I let him lead too soon. Actually, that probably will connect back in. Unless it's a dead end. It might be. We'll find out.
This is not Barracks Trail, but heading over towards Peekaboo Slot Canyon on a cut through. You could also take this section to start making a loop and heading back to the staging area and avoid some blacktop as well.